Double. Number 1 is Lucky O. The driver is Mike Wilder. Number 2 is Scoreboard Patty, and the driver will be Bob Harper. Number 3, Frugal Rose. David Miller is up. Number 4 is Star Sealster. The driver, Dean Gillespie. Number 5 is Springwood Ann. The driver there will be Dan Ader. Number 6 is Merry Midnight. Ryan Holton, the driver. Number 7 is Sweet Surprise with Randy Tharps. 8 will be Sunny Tucson. A reminder about the driver change there. That will be Greg Haston who will drive. And number 9, I'm a Rich Champ. The driver, David Majeski. Haston drives the 8. That's the only driver change in either half of the early double. On to the backstretch as we get set for a start for race 1, first half of the early daily double in behind. I'm a Rich Champ is back off the gate, and they're off and pacing, and Springwood Ann is quickly going to move out for Dan Ader and grab a quick lead into the turn. Frugal Rose is going to drop in and pick up cover in second as Merry Midnight gets caught wide, going third into the turn for the first time. After that, it's Lucky O settling down in the 4th spot now, and then comes Scoreboard Patty. That one travels in 5th as they move toward the quarter-mile mark. Sweet Surprise is tucked away 6th behind her, and that one is about 7 lengths from the early leader. Then Sunny Tucson after that, followed by Star Sealster, and I'm a Rich Champ is at the back of the field as the field moves past the quarter in 28 2 and through the stretch for the first time. On top for the field is Springwood Ann, Dan Ader. No stress right now for that pacing mare, but here comes a challenge from Sweet Surprise, who is moving quickly toward the leader. And Sweet Surprise in the outside lane moves up to grab the lead from Springwood Ann now, back to the turn. After that, it's Frugal Rose in 3rd. Sunny Tucson moves up in 4th, within about 3 lengths of the leader. Another gap of 2 to Merry Midnight, then Star Sealster's going side by side with Lucky O, followed by Scoreboard Patty, who's now next to last off the turn. And I'm a Rich Champ is the trailer off the half in 59 1, just better than 10 lengths from front to back, and Sweet Surprise has made the top by 1.5 lengths. Springwood Ann now finds herself in 2nd position. Sunny Tucson going kind of a tough trip is 3rd, not working hard enough, and still some 2.5 lengths from the leader on the outside. Frugal Rose is the one who's going to need some racing room, and she's going to need it quick. They're already into the far turn. She's traveling 4th down to the inside, about 3 lengths from the lead. Star Sealster caught wide in 5th. There's still 4 from the front. Merry Midnight inside of that one in 6th to the top of the stretch. The 3/4 mile mark was reached in 1:29 3. Springwood Ann is back to the outside to try to challenge Sweet Surprise, and Frugal Rose is still 3rd. Into the stretch now. Sweet Surprise. Tharp's getting after her. Here comes Frugal Rose. She's diving down to the inside lane of the racetrack, and Frugal Rose will find the open lane there to win tonight's opener. Frugal Rose and David Miller take it by 1.5 lengths on the line. Then Sweet Surprise second. It's close for show. That'll either be Merry Midnight or Springwood Ann, one or the other, for the show spot. At the Perfecta and Trifecta return in just a moment. In fact, the 3-7 Perfecta is $81.40, $81.40 on the Perfecta. The Tri is a 3-7-6 worth $237 even, $237 even on the Tri. Race 2 is coming up. Next post is just 12 minutes away. There are no changes in tonight's second race. The track condition is fast. This test for trotters offers Perfecta wagering. It's the second half of the daily double, and it's also the first leg of the pick 3. Here's the field. Number 1 is Karamati, and Mike Lopez will be the driver. Number 2 will be TK Shane, and the driver is Terry Milhone. Number 3, Keystone Strike, Mickey Burke Jr. is up. Number 4 is Sutton Hanover. William Sobeski Jr. will drive. Number 5 is Do I Owe You 2. That'll be Ben Miller in the bike. The 6 horse will be Intrepid Guy, and the driver is Simon Butler. Carrying number 7, Hyatt Hill, with Chris Beaver in the bike. Defiant Bubba goes 8 with Wayne Troyer to drive. And Brooke Nichols is up behind number 9, Peppy Trotter, to round out the field. Track condition is fast, and post time for this race is only 8 minutes away. By the way, those will pays for the early double are also posted on selected monitors at this time. Since this is the first leg of the pick 3, we should remind you there are no scratches in race 2. Peppy Trotter is the horse off stride behind the gate. The rest are a 16th from the start as we get set for race 2. And they're off and trotting, and first away, Hyatt Hill from the far outside tries to make the top before the entrance to the turn. From the inside, TK Shane is going to move up a strong second. In fact, they're stacked up 3 across the track, battling the second spot now as Defiant Bubba moves up, trotting well into third to challenge TK Shane for the second spot. Meanwhile, Hyatt Hill has made the lead. Further back, Karamati comes away trotting in fourth. That one's going to settle 3 lengths from the early leader as they move toward the quarter-mile mark. Then comes Sutton Hanover, who's tucked away down to the inside of Intrepid Guy, who moves up about 8 lengths from the early leader. Then Keystone Strike is back behind that one in 7th. Do I Owe You 2 is 8th, and Peppy Trotter is last after a break, but now is catching the field as Defiant Bubba trots up alongside the leader, Hyatt Hill, off an opening quarter in 30 and 1/5. Then TK Shane is trotting in third. He's still covered up, but Karamati is starting to move up now on the outside, but does have cover behind Defiant Bubba. Intrepid Guy is trying to challenge for the 5th spot as Sutton Hanover is there to try to fight him off from the inside rail past the half-mile mark. Then comes Keystone Strike trotting in 7th and still better than 6 lengths from the lead. Peppy Trotter is outside of that one, and Do I Owe You 2 is last. The half and 1, 1 and 2. On to the backstretch now. Here comes Karamati, and that horse is starting to uncork his rally. It's coming right now. Hyatt Hill is trying to wake up, but Karamati is going to get the lead by a neck into the far turn for the final time. Hyatt Hill back to second. TK Shane is third, and some 3.5 lengths from the lead. Big gap. It's 7 more lengths back of him to Intrepid Guy in fourth. Peppy Trotter in fifth. Defiant Bubba is dropping off the pace. He's tired on the final turn. Hyatt Hill inside. Karamati's going to have to find something more. That trotter's drifting somewhat wide in the turn, and the front 2 are stride for stride. 3/4 and 131 into the final 8th mile. Hyatt Hill is dead game on the inside. He will not give it up, but Karamati's going to come at him, and a late move from TK Shane down to the inside. A 3-way scramble. Karamati is going to come out on top. Karamati wins the race by a length. It is very tight for second. That'll either be TK Shane or Hyatt Hill, one or the other for the place spot. Winner's circle is the official winner, number 1, Karamati. And Karamati now moves in, sired by Overcomer, sired in Ohio, owned in Aurora, Ohio by Terry Mount Pleasant, with Mike Lopez the winning driver. The time for the mile, 2:1 and 4. And as the winner moves in, post time for the upcoming third race is 13 minutes away. Race 3 for Pacers. There are no scratches in the third. Remember that Ryan Holton drives number 8, Corky in. Ryan Holton on the 8 in the upcoming race. The track condition here is fast tonight. On that second race, it's a 1-7 Perfecta, $76.60. Tonight's daily double, a 3-1 combination. That's worth $27.60. Rundown in a moment. Maiden claiming test for horses and geldings. Claiming tags as listed in the program. Here's the field for race 3. No scratches in this race. Number 1 is HRS Sculpture. Joe Essig Jr. is in the bike. Number 2 will be Pop Out, and the driver is Mike Wilder. Shannon Buddy carries number 3. Greg Haston is in the bike. Jeff Smith is up behind number 4, Governor Sammy. Peabody is number 5, and the driver there is Dan Ader. Number 6, Workin' in Coal Mine, the driver, David Miller. Uncle Pete is number 7, and the driver there is Brad Hanners. Corky in, with the driver change of Ryan Holton. They carry number 8. Number 9 is Captain Pace. Tom Hall will drive that one. The track condition is fast, and post time on this race is only 7 minutes away. Keep in mind, this race does from the start. Field moves in for race 3. And they're off and pacing. Governor Sammy is quickly away for the early lead, but Shannon Buddy's going to come right with him. HRS Sculpture makes that a three-way battle from the inside, and Uncle Pete goes wide and fourth into the turn for the first time. Peabody is caught between horses in fifth. He's trying to work down to the inside. He'll settle 4.5 lengths from the early leader, and then Pop Out is caught off stride as they move through the turn, and that will allow Workin' in Coal Mine to move up a spot and settle in sixth, racing 9 lengths from the early lead. Then Corky in, Captain Pace, and finally Pop Out after a break will be the trailer. They move past the opening quarter and 28-4 past the stands for the first time. HRS Sculptured has cleared Shannon Buddy for the lead. 1.5 lengths now separating those top two. Governor Sammy is traveling along, content to wait in third. Rough gated as Uncle Pete in fourth. Now he finally goes off stride, and the driver has his hands full. Hanners does as he tries to settle him down. Meanwhile, Peabody moves up a spot into fourth. He's still 6 lengths from the lead, however. Workin' in Coal Mine is yet to make a move. He's traveling in fifth, about 6.5 to 7 lengths off the leader. Off the half in 59-2. Then Corky in is traveling next, followed by Captain Pace, Pop Out, and finally Uncle Pete. On to the backstretch. HRS Sculptured is on top. The lead is still 1.5 lengths, and then comes Shannon Buddy in second. Here comes a move from Peabody. He's challenging Governor Sammy for third. They go side by side as they move to the final turn. Then Workin' in Coal Mine is fifth, down to the inside of Captain Pace. Workin' in Coal Mine now, the driver starts to get after him, but they're still 5 lengths from the lead as they move past the 3/4 and 1:29-1. HRS Sculptured is still the one they're chasing. The lead is still 1.25 lengths. Then Shannon Buddy in second, Governor Sammy third, Peabody on the outside fourth. Workin' in Coal Mine has yet to start a rally, and he's running out of chances. They're in the stretch now. Shannon Buddy is diving to the inside. HRS Sculptured a short lead, but Shannon Buddy's getting to him. Shannon Buddy from the inside is going to take the win. The battle's for second. Shannon Buddy wins it by 2.5. Close for second. It may have been Governor Sammy. It'll either be him or Workin' in Coal Mine for the place spot. First, the unofficial winner of tonight's third race, owned by Martin Racing Incorporated of Germantown, Ohio, and trained by Steve Moore. Greg Haston drives the now official winner, number 3, Shannon Buddy, to take the Union Tools Trophy. The 3-4 Perfecta, $438.80. The 3-4-6 Trifecta, $1,069.60 on the Trifecta. Coming up next, the fourth race. This is part of the Billings Amateur Series. Trotters in this one. No scratches, no driver changes. Just a reminder that on the 2-horse single stroke, the driver's programmed colors should read brown, orange, white. He drives with a provisional or P license. Joe Schoaf does. But there are no changes in race 4. The track is fast and post time is just 12 minutes away. A reminder, by the way, those two races simultaneously 9-1, 2 minutes, and it reads 4-9-1-2. Field for the fourth race is parading to the post. These are trotters, part of the Billings Amateur Series, the second division. Number 1 is Lonely Fighter, and the driver will be Bud Hatfield. Number 2 is Single Stroke, and Joe Schoaf will be the driver. Number 3 is Ryan Matthew. Joseph Feraldo is up. Number 4, Jackson Cosmos with Greg Kydell. Christina Frida from 5, and it will be David E. Miller to drive that one with Cora Queen, number 6, driving Cora Queen. Ohio's native son, Roger Houston, in the bike behind Cora Queen. Number 7 is BJ's Right Stuff. It'll be Scott Zaretsky to drive that one. Sasha Score goes from post 8, and the driver there is Ed Ryan. Robtown Reese is number 9. Bernie Boland will drive Robtown Reese. And that's the field for the fourth race. Track condition is fast on this race. Perfecta wagering, final leg. Field moves in behind the starter, less than a 16th from the start of race 4. They're off and trotting with one exception. Christiana Frida is off stride at the start. That is not the case, however, for Ryan Matthew. He is out for the lead, and there goes Cora Queen. Roger Houston hustles Cora Queen out in the second spot, right behind the leader. Lonely Fighter comes away trotting in the third spot for Bud Hatfield as they move into the turn. Then it's Jackson Cosmos trotting in fourth. He will settle some 6 lengths from the lead. After that, it's BJ's Right Stuff. He's trotting in the fifth spot. as they move past the quarter-mile mark. Then Robtown Reese is tucked away behind that one, followed by Sasha Score. Single Stroke is back next to last. And finally, Christiana Frida, after a break, is the early trailer. They went the opening quarter in 29-2, and Ryan Matthew is the one setting the tempo. About a 2-length lead right now to Cora Queen. It's going to buy time in second. That's not the case with BJ's Right Stuff. That one is moving up into third around the outside of Lonely Fighter in the fourth spot. Jackson Cosmo shuffled back into fifth. Robtown Reese is moving around the outside of him in sixth, racing some 7 lengths from the lead past the half. Breakaway of 5 more lengths to Sasha Score in seventh, Single Stroke in eighth spot, and Christiana Frida is at the back. Off the half in a minute 4/5. It's still Ryan Matthew who's trotting with the lead by a length and a half. Cora Queen has gotten the perfect trip from driver Roger Houston in second. BJ's Right Stuff is third up on the outside within a length and a half of the leader. Now trotting on toward the lead. And now Lonely Fighter is trying to get shook loose. Hatfield is trying to thread the needle through traffic with Lonely Fighter. They get off to the outside in fourth now, some 2 lengths off the leader. Robtown Reese is fifth, trying to track down those front 4. It is stacked up 2 wide, 2 rows deep through the top 4 positions. 131-1 at the 3/4. Here comes Lonely Fighter with a 3-wide bid, but Ryan Matthew is still the one to catch. He has a short lead, an eighth of a mile out. BJ's Right Stuff in second, Cora Queen third. Lonely Fighter's not trotting enough yet and still fourth. Into the stretch, BJ's Right Stuff. Now Cora Queen to the inside. BJ's Right Stuff short lead, Single Stroke a late move. Trotters moving behind BJ's Right Stuff, but BJ's Right Stuff hangs on by a half length. Then it's close for second, about a 4-way photo for place. It may have been Cora Queen, her and possibly 3 others in that photo for place and show. And the photo for place, number 6, Cora Queen, was second. Number 1, Lonely Fighter, was third on the far outside. And then number 2, Single Stroke, who was between horses, finished fourth. It is 7-6-1-2 unofficially. Finishing first, number 7 on the monitors right now is BJ's Right Stuff, owned by No Worry Sunny Stables of Valley Cottage, New York. Scott Zaretsky is the trainer-driver of the Speedy Somali gelding. 2:03 flat, and the result is now official. The Perfecta will be a 7-6 combination, $70.80. The pick 3 tonight, a 1-3-7 combination, 3 of 3, worth $1,687.10. Coming up is race 5, Perfecta wagering, first leg of the twin trifecta. There is no carryover in the twin tri. Scratch number 9, Star Point Beauty number 9, is a scratch in this upcoming race. The next post in 13 minutes. Five, another division of the Billings Amateur Driving Championship. Trotters, Perfecta wagering, first leg of the twin tri, no carryover. Number 1 is Chrisman Hanover, and the driver is William Clark Jr. Number 2 will be Jimmy the Kid, the driver Leslie Zent. Heavy Gary Jr. drives the 3, Holly's Goal. Number 4 is Janny Might, and G.B. Redden is up. Number 5 is Crown Jeweler, and the driver is Harold Breidenbach. Iroquois Indian Trick carries number 6 with the driver Alan Schwartz. Steve Cross normally behind the mic. Tonight he's behind number 7, Mirthful Jane. Self-imposed is number 8, Al Gobble will be the driver. Remember that number 9, Star Point Beauty, is scratched. That leaves number 10. That'll be Complex Situation, and Robert Denazzi is the driver. That's the field for race 5. The track condition fast, and post time is 8 minutes away. A reminder that we are coming up soon on the post for 16th from the start for race 5, a division of the Billings Series. They're off and trotting, and Self-Imposed is away in good order on the far outside, but Crown Jeweler is showing speed, and also Holly's Goal is there down toward the inside, but Self-Imposed on the extreme outside lane of the racetrack moves to the top and clears all that traffic at the entrance to the turn. Crown Jeweler caught on the outside is parked in the second spot now. Holly's Goal is tucked away in third as they move toward the quarter-mile mark. Crispin Hanover is off stride as they move past the quarter. Iroquois Indian Trick moves up to trot in fourth around that one. Then Mirthful Jane is fifth on the outside of horses and trotting about 7 lengths from the early leader as they move past the quarter. After that is Jimmy the Kid, Complex Situation. Then Janny Might next to last, and Crispin Hanover the trailer after a break, the quarter in 28-3. And Complex Situation is moving 3 wide from center pack. He's just gone from 6th to 3rd to 2nd, but as they move toward the half, it's Self-Imposed and Al Gobble on top by a tight length now. And Complex Situation zeroes in on the leader. After that is Crown Jeweler, who's over to the inside in third. Mirthful Jane is still on the outside, but trotting in fourth, and picks up cover on the outside now off the half-mile mark in 59-3, some 3.5 lengths from the leader. Then Holly's Goal is fifth to the inside of her. Onto the backstretch, Iroquois Indian Trick is sixth and trying to go 3 wide, some 5 lengths off the leader. After that comes Jimmy the Kid. Then Janny Might is racing 12 lengths from the lead, and finally Crispin Hanover is far back. They trot past the 3/4-mile mark and into the turn, and still Self-Imposed is the leader, 128-4. The lead is 2.5 to Complex Situation in the second spot. On the turn, Iroquois Indian Trick just made a break. Mirthful Jane is trotting in third. She's still 6 lengths from the lead, an 1/8 of a mile from the line. After that, Crown Jeweler fourth. Into the stretch, it's been all Self-Imposed and Al Gobble. They're trying to take this field apart. A 6-length lead. Mirthful Jane is challenging Complex Situation, and Jimmy the Kid in a battle for second. But at the line, a tiring Self-Imposed hangs on by diminishing length. Then it was Jimmy the Kid in second, and Mirthful Jane came across the line in third in 159-4. Now returning to the winner's circle is number 8, Self-Imposed, owned, trained, and driven by Al Gobble of Dublin, Ohio. This Tabor Lobel gelding covers the mile as the unofficial winner as yet, by the way, in 159-4. It would be 827 unofficially for the first leg of the twin trifecta. And the result is now official on tonight's 5th race. The 8-2 Perfecta, $51.40. Here's the field for the 6th race. Number 1 is Nick Gennaro. Justin Hall will be the driver. Number 2 is Country George, and the driver there is Brad Hanners. Gary is number 3. Keith Haynes in the bike. Terry Groves is up behind number 4, Merca. War Shadow is number 5, and War Shadow is driven by Sean Mayhew. The son of BV with Charles Neff going out of post 6. Locked in Style is number 7, and Lance Wiegand is the driver. Number 8, Raven Cold, is a scratch. And coming onto the racetrack now is number 9, Famous Cherokee. The change of drivers there to David Miller. That's the field for the 6th race. Trifecta and Perfecta wager to join the rest of the field. Everyone in line for the start. Less than a 16th away for race 6. And they're off and pacing, and quickly the son of BV and Country George come right out toward the front. Country George under hustling from the driver now gets to the lead at the entrance to the turn. The son of BV is parked in second, trying to find cover, trying to get over to the inside. The problem, Nick Gennaro is there and sneaks up fast to pinch off the inside lane, racing a close third. Then it's a gap of some 4 lengths back to the rest of the field. Merca traveling in fourth, Gary in the 5th spot. After that comes Locked in Style, who's 6th on the outside, racing 9 lengths from the early leader, with War Shadow behind that one, and Famous Cherokee is last. Off the opening quarter, 27-4 for the first panel, and Country George may now try to slow the pace somewhat after a stout opening quarter. He leads it by a length and a half. Nick Gennaro second. The pace will slow now. Then the son of BV travels third. 2.5 more lengths off of him. Back to Merca, who is in fourth, with Gary right on the back of that one in fifth. Locked in Style is actually on the outside of War Shadow. They're side by side, some 8 lengths from the lead, and Famous Cherokee is last. Off the half in 58-4, so that quarter in some 31 seconds. They move on to the backstretch for the final time. Country George, the one they're chasing. The lead is 1 length back to Nick Gennaro in second, the son of BV in third. Here comes Gary, he's fourth, trying to move up around Merca, who shuffled back into fifth spot. Famous Cherokee sixth, goes to the outside of War Shadow. Those two still 6 lengths from the lead. Here comes Nick Gennaro, and here's the battle for the lead into the far turn. They're moving past the 3/4. Nick Gennaro wide has the lead by a half length. Country George is still there in second. After that, it's Gary off the half, the 3/4 rather, and 1:29-4. Gary's up to third. The son of BV is fourth and losing ground to the top 3. An 1/8 of a mile out now. Country George is trying to fight back from the inside of Nick Gennaro. They're matching strides. They're in the last 1/8 mile. Gary is third on the far outside. Here's a short lead for Nick Gennaro. He's under a driving whip, and hard on the whip goes Haynes on Gary in second. To the line, though, Nick Gennaro is going to win it, and Nick Gennaro cruises home by 3. After that, it was Gary in second. Looked like Country George may have gotten third by a head over Merca. Winner of the 6th. This one is owned in Mount Sterling, Ohio, by LMN Bread Stables Incorporated, trained by Mitchell Knoll and driven by Justin Hall. Nick Gennaro, a Forest skipper, who covers the mile in 2:01-3. The complete rundown in a moment. By the way, the next post coming up in just 13 minutes from right now. And we're just about the same amount of time, more or less, on the next simulcast from the Meadows. First things first, however, race 7 coming up on the live card. Remember that Joe Essig Jr. drives the 4, Cobb's Mean Machine, and trainer Tom Verne drives the 8, Frankie Blue Eyes. For rain, there are no changes to report in that second simulcast from the Meadows, which you will find in. This is our parading for the 7th race. $2,500 claiming tag for these Pacers. Trifecta, second leg of the twin try. Number 1 is Jasmine Lobel, Mark Winters the driver. Number 2 is Exciting Finale with Phil Cunningham in the bike. Bristol Avenue is number 3, and the driver there is Dale Edwards. Number 4 is Cobb's Mean Machine. The change of drivers, it'll be Joe Essig Jr. Here's number 5 actually right now. Kentucky Thunder you just saw with Ryan Holton if you're watching from the monitor. Here's number 6, Tony's Escort. Greg Haston is driving that one. Up next will be number 7, and that would be Derby Star, and the driver is Mike McNabb. Frankie Blue Eyes is number 8. The trainer Tom Verne will also be the driver. And Simcoe's Image will be number 9, and the driver there is David Miller. That's the field for race 7, the second leg of the twin try. A regular trifecta also is offered, and post time is just 6 minutes away. The track is fast. From the start for race 7. And they're off and pacing. Exciting Finale is first away from the inside. Quick move from Simcoe's Image on the extreme outside of the racetrack. He's charging up toward the top to challenge for the early lead. Also, Frankie Blue Eyes is flashing early speed. Tony's Escort, though, is third just inside of that one. Frankie Blue Eyes back to fourth. Meanwhile, Simcoe's Image goes to the top to take the lead before the quarter-mile mark. Further back, Jasmine Lobel comes away in fifth, racing just better than 5 lengths from the leader. Then Bristol Avenue is sixth behind that one, followed by Cobb's Mean Machine, who is traveling in seventh. Off the opening quarter in a good 27-4. Kentucky Thunder next to last, and Derby Star is the early trailer. Simcoe's Image, after that big move when they left the gate, has made the top clear by a length and a quarter. Then Exciting Finale is second. Here comes the move from Frankie Blue Eyes, who's third, up around the outside of Tony's Escort, who shuffled fourth down to the inside. Bristol Avenue is moving fifth on the outside, but he's got covered there. Back to the turn now. Jasmine Lobel is down to the inside of horses in sixth, racing 5 lengths off the leader. Kentucky Thunder just behind that one. Then Cobb's Mean Machine, and finally Derby Star is at the back. Off the half in 59-3. Back to the backstretch now. Simcoe's Image on top by a length. A 3-wide move from Bristol Avenue. He's trying to get underway wide out in the middle of the racetrack. He's up to second position, and now a 4-wide bid from Cobb's Mean Machine. Exciting Finale is now shuffled fourth down to the inside, and Cobb's Mean Machine is way wide at the entrance of the final turn, but Simcoe's Image is still in complete command in 129 and 2. The lead is a length and a half. Exciting Finale is coming back. He's trying to gear up for a challenge to the outside. Top of the stretch now. Simcoe's Image has the lead by a length and a quarter. Exciting Finale tries to chase him down. Here's Tony's Escort going to the inside, and Tony's Escort has pace. Also a late move from Jasmine Lobel, and Jasmine Lobel and Tony's Escort to the front. Jasmine Lobel by a half length wins it. Tony's Escort second. A three-way photo for show. That was either Simcoe's Image or Kentucky Thunder or Exciting Finale. One of those three for the show spot. The inquiry sign is posted on the infield tote board concerning the unofficial winner, number 1, Jasmine Lobel. It's a steward's inquiry, and it is concerning the unofficial winner for possible interference while on a break during the second quarter of the mile. Again, it is a steward's inquiry concerning number 1, Jasmine Lobel, for possible interference while on a break during the second quarter of the mile. Hold all tickets. 169 is not official. Seventh race, owned in Ohio by Stephen West and trained by Leonard Cooper, driven by Mark Winters. Number 1, Jasmine Lobel, 159 and 4 by several seconds. Best winning time this year for this mare, who has a lifetime record, a few ticks quicker. Rundown in a moment. The next post is 12 minutes away. The 8th race coming up, a trifecta perfecta race. Randy Tharps drives the 5 Tuscaloosa. Tharps on the 5. No scratches at this time in either race 8 or race 9 or race 10. 852-793. 8th race for 2-year-old Colton Geldings, non-winners of a parimutuel race lifetime. No scratches, but Randy Tharps will drive number 5 Tuscaloosa. Post time is 7 minutes away, and here's the field. Number 2, whom you see, right back, number 1, whom you see right now at the front, is Sam Arama with Dan Ader. Here's the 2, Scootin' Bill, with David Miller to drive that one. Then number 3, this is Roadster Sabra, and the driver there is Mike Wilder. Jim Daly is up behind number 4. That's Solo Gold. Number 5 will be Tuscaloosa. Change of drivers to Randy Tharps. Number 6 is Robo Mac, and the driver there is Don Swick. Number 7 is Arch Jewel, and the driver is Art Gillum Jr. Number 8 will be Meadowlark Sam. Joe Essig Jr. is up. And number 9 will be Brutal, and the driver is Greg Haston. That's the field for race 8. The track is fast. Post time is 6 minutes from right now. This field of 2-year-olds moves in behind the gate for tonight's 8th race. They're often pacing, and Robo-Mac from the center of the racetrack is flashing early speed, but Scootin' Bill is also right there, and Solo Gold comes away a close third between them. As they move to the turn, Samarama comes away in the 4th spot, and he'll settle down about 3 lengths from the early lead. Arch Jewel is hung 5th on the outside of horses around the turn. After that, it's Roadster Sabra tucked away to the inside, racing in 6th spot, some 7 lengths from the early lead past the quarter. Then Tuscaloosa, Meadowlark Sam, and Brutal is at the back. 27-second opening quarter, pretty strong for this field of green 2-year-olds. They move on toward the half, and Robo Mac and Don Swick were parked for a good portion of that first quarter. Now they're on the lead by a length, and the pace will be slowed. Scootin' Bill is covered up in 2nd spot. Solo Gold is 3rd. Here comes a move from the back from Meadowlark Sam. He's moving up into the 4th spot. He's going to try to bring Brutal with him around some of that traffic that's caught up in the back of the field as they move toward the half-mile mark. Robo Mac has a short lead. It's about a tight length right now to Scootin' Bill in 2nd. Meadowlark Sam moves up 3rd in 58 and 4, a slower second quarter, 31 and 4 to be exact. On to the back stretch now. Racing in the 4th spot will be Solo Gold. He's biding time, 3 1/4 lengths from the lead. Brutal is 5th and moving up on the outside, but with cover. Samarama, a fairly close 6th, but he's still 5 lengths from the lead. A gap of 4 more lengths behind him to Roadster Sabra, then Arch Jewel, then Tuscaloosa, who is now at the back. They move on past the 3/4. Everyone chasing Robo Mac. 3/4 reached in 1:27.1, and Robo-Mac opens up a 3-length lead midway on the final turn. Scootin' Bill in the second spot. He's been there all the way. Solo Gold in third. Still 5 lengths from the leader. Less than 1/8 of a mile to come. Brutal is way back in fourth, and it's all Robo-Mac. It's been him from the time they left the gate. It's going to be him to the last 16th. Robo-Mac's going to win it. The battle's for second, where Solo Gold is trying to grab it from Scootin' Bill, but the win goes to Robo-Mac. Robo-Mac wins it by 11. Then it was Scootin' Bill second. Looked like Solo Gold just did hang on for third over Brutal in fourth in 56-2. Once again, the inquiry focuses on the 6 and more specifically on Robo-Mac for possible confusion caused during the second quarter of the mile. For possible confusion during the second quarter, hold all tickets. It's a 6-2-4-9 unofficially on the 8th race. Number 6, Robo-Mac, owned by Royal Wire Products, Inc. of North Royalton, Ohio. Don Swick, the trainer-driver, as he goes to the winner's circle. Here's the entire official order of finish. From the top of that page, Samarama 5, Scootin' Bill 2, Roadster Sabra 7, Solo Gold was 3rd, Tuscaloosa 9, Robo-Mac, he won the race, Arch Jewel was 8th, Meadowlark Sam was 6th, and Brutal was 4th. 27, 58-4, 127-1, 156-2, and it reads 5-2-7, 3-9-1, 8-6-4 for that 8th race. Tonight's 9th race, a claiming race for a tag of $3,000. Pacers, trifecta, and perfecta wagering. Post time right now is just 8 minutes away. Number 1 is Trident Hanover, and the driver there is Mike McNabb. Number 2 is Mugshot Special, Dan Ader in the bike. Number 3 is Catterjack. Change of drivers, it'll be Joe Essig Jr. Number 4 is Soldier Hill. Jim Shelton is up. Number 5 is Hot Dog Mike, and the driver is Ken Holliday. Number 6 will be Porelli. Greg Haston will drive. Number 7 will be Charlie Bunker, and the driver, Dell S. Miller. And number 8, Come On and Strike. The driver is Mike Wilder. That's the field for the 9th race, and post time is 7 minutes from right now. 9. They're often pacing, and Soldier Hill is showing a lot of early speed and quickly moves out for the early command of the field. Now Charlie Bunker picks up the tempo to his outside and decides to make it a side-by-side battle for the lead. Charlie Bunker takes over from Soldier Hill into the turn, and then comes Trident Hanover. He's tucked away in 3rd. Mugshot Special comes out racing in 4th. He's going to settle about 5 lengths from the lead. 2 more lengths back of him to Catterjack. That one is traveling in the 5th spot past the quarter-mile mark. After that comes Hot Dog Mike, then Porelli as they move past the quarter with Come On and Strike trailing in 28-4. On toward the half now, everyone chasing Charlie Bunker as he has made the top clear by 1.5 lengths. Soldier Hill finds himself covered up now in the 2nd spot, and Trident Hanover gets a tap from the whip. McNabb decides to send him right now, and Dan Ader is going to move Mugshot Special out of 4th. Trying to move up with cover toward the half as they get back into the turn. Catterjack is still down to the inside in the 5th spot now. Hot Dog Mike is moving up to his outside with cover. Among the first 6, there are 3 in, 3 out. Porelli moving in the 7th spot, and Come On and Strike is last behind him. Just better than 6 lengths from front to back. The half was reached in a minute. On the back stretch, here's Trident Hanover moving up to challenge Charlie Bunker for the lead. Soldier Hill, then Mugshot Special, and that one, Mugshot Special, is sent 3 wide. Midway on the back stretch, he was 4th moments ago. Now he's stacked up 3 across the racetrack, gunning for the lead. He's got the lead by a half length at the entrance of the far turn. Charlie Bunker in the 2nd spot. Trident Hanover not working hard enough. He's starting to fade on the turn. Here comes Hot Dog Mike into 3rd, but he's got to go wide to clear traffic. He's still 3 lengths off the lead. 129 and 1 at the 3/4. Top of the stretch. Mugshot Special, the leader, and neck. Now a half length. Now he's clear with the lead into the stretch as Charlie Bunker drops back into second position. Then comes Hot Dog Mike in third. And now Mugshot Special sets his sights on the wire. He's got the lead by 4. He's going to win it. Mugshot Special, the veteran campaigner, wins it by 3.5. Then it was Hot Dog Mike in second, followed by Charlie Bunker, who was third in 158 and 4. Tonight's 9th race, and on his way back toward the winner's circle is the now official winner of the 9th, Mugshot Special. As the return prices are posted on the monitors, a 2.5 Perfecta, $14.20. The 2.57 Trifecta, $103 even. The official winner, Mugshot Special, is owned by Janet Hager of Ohio, trained and driven by Dan Ader. This win in 158 and 4. The next post is 13 minutes from right now. The 10th race is coming up. At this time, there has been no official change in the track condition. It was listed fast at the start of the night. That has been the case for the rest of the evening, even up to this point. No scratches in race 10, but remember, Joe Essig Jr. drives the 4-horse, and Ken Holliday will drive number 5, Trap Lock. Horses are on the track for race 10. Remember, the track condition has now been downgraded to sloppy for this 10th race. Final race of the night. Horses in geldings condition claimer. Number 1 is Dr. Einstein. The driver is Mike Wilder. Number 2 will be Venturi Hanover, and the driver is David Miller. Land Assault goes from 3. The driver is Randy Tharps. Number 4, What a K. The driver has been changed to Joe Essig Jr. Number 5 also has a driver change. It'll be Ken Holliday driving number 5, Trap Lock. Jane Garverick up behind the 6-horse, Bronc Buster. Number 7 will be Buckeye Diamond, and the driver is Darren Mauser. Number 8, Corina's Star Racer, Dan Ader in the bike. And number 9 will be Uncle Robert, and the driver there is Keith Haynes. That's the field for race 10. A sloppy racetrack awaits this field. And post time, by the way, is just 5 minutes from right now. And they're off and pacing. What a K is first away between horses and quickly grabs the racetrack as Trap Lock comes out racing in second. Land Assault moves down to the inside rail and gets away a close third, but then there's a gap of 3 lengths back to the 4th place horse. Dr. Einstein travels in the 4th spot. Buckeye Diamond is parked on the turn in 5th position toward the quarter-mile mark. Venturi Hanover is shuffled back into 6th. He's racing some 8.5 lengths from the early leader. Then Bronc Buster, Corina's Star Racer, and after that, Uncle Robert is the trailer off the opening quarter in 28 and 2 over this sloppy racetrack. Field moving toward the half. They're being led now by Trap Lock, who has made the top by 1.5 lengths. What a K now picks up cover second. Land Assault is traveling in 3rd position. Dr. Einstein in 4th. Here comes a move from Venturi Hanover. He gets to the outside. That's going to flush a couple others to the outside just ahead of him. Land Assault moves up from 3rd. Dr. Einstein moves up from 4th with cover. That's also going to provide cover for Venturi Hanover, who's 5th, just to the outside of Buckeye Diamond, 6th off the half. They move to the backstretch. Corina's Star Racer in 7th is on the outside of horses some 6.5 lengths from the lead. Bronc Buster after that. Uncle Robert last, the half in a minute, 2/5. On to the mid backstretch now, and the leader is still Trap Lock. Has the lead by 1.5 lengths. Then comes What a K in the 2nd spot. He's second by a neck. Now Land Assault is under the whip in 3rd. The driver's trying to wake him up. Dr. Einstein is off stride. Buckeye Diamond travels in 4th past the 3/4. He's still 4 lengths from the lead. Venturi Hanover is still 5th. He's still 5 lengths from the leader, and they're coming toward the 8th pole. 3/4 and 1:30 and 1/5, an 1/8 of a mile out from the line now, and still Trap Lock is trying to hang on to the advantage by 1.5 lengths, but the field is bunching up behind him. To the outside, Land Assault into the whip. Here comes the inside move from What a K. Venturi Hanover not working hard enough. What a K is going to win the race now as he gets through on the inside, and What a K gets up by 1.5 lengths. Over Trap Lock in 2nd, and Venturi Hanover had to settle for 3rd, and the time for the mile was 2:01 and 3. What a K. AK returns. The 4-horse wins the race, owned by Robert Trimble of Ohio, trained by David Yates. Joe Essig Jr. drives the winner. The 4-5 Perfecta, $172.40. 4-5-2-6 on the Superfecta. $6,148.60. $6,148.60 on the 4-5-2-6 combo on the Superfecta. Complete rundown for the 10th race in a moment. And here's the entire official order of finish from the 10th race.